edPuzzle is one of my most favorite tools because it is super engaging and it can serve a variety of purposes. I've used it as a formative assessment after we've learned something. I've learned it as an engage to get the students excited about a topic that we're getting ready to learn. I've also just used it as a workaround to show my kids videos from YouTube because we aren't able to send them YouTube links with our server, and it's protected, and I can watch them do whatever they need to do and monitor what they're watching. So let's get started. If you go to the edPuzzle just by typing edpuzzle.com, this is going to be your control system from your computer. Then you'll be able to send and share with your students on their iPads or laptops or whatever device it is that you use. So go ahead and click sign up if you're new to edPuzzle. You're going to go ahead and sign up as a teacher. And I would say the easiest way is to connect with Google. I am already connected, so I'm not going to walk you through all of these steps, but you would just connect with your account and get started that way. So I'm going to back up just a bit. I'm going to go to my login screen. I'm a teacher. I'm going to log in with my Google. So here I am. I have all of my Google Classroom classes set up right here. And to do that, you would just click on Import from Google Classroom, and it would pull your Google Classroom. Now, I don't select all of these because some of these classes I'm only a co-teacher in, and I probably won't use the edPuzzle for the certain classes. So it's awesome that you can just select the ones that you will use them for. But let's see here. So if I hover, click on each class, here are my progress assignments that I have going on, anything that's coming up. And then this is my other class that I have. So this is one that I assigned, but we never got to. You know how that happens. So let's go ahead and find something to create. So up in the right-hand corner, there is this tab called Content. And right now, it automatically goes to being under My Content. These are the videos that either I've used or I've created. And so if you're a new user, you probably will have nothing under My Content. That's okay. You can find some new stuff by this next step. So there are all of these different places that you can search for videos. They're channels. Crash Course, if you teach science, it's a really, really good videos on different science topics. Also, Khan Academy would be great for math. But where I always start looking is edPuzzle. And the reason I always start at edPuzzle to search for videos is because comes from, it filters videos that teachers have already previously made. And so a lot of them already have previously made questions. It's a time saver. If you can't find a video that you like under edPuzzle, though, you can always go through these different channels and take a video and create your own edPuzzle. I'm going to start by clicking on edPuzzle. And this is just some things that come up automatically. But say we're studying matter. Okay. I might want to use this matter video. Of course, I'm going to preview it. You can see that though all of these videos look to be the same, but they're all different time. So they have different lengths. It goes from 7 minutes to 23 minutes. That's because if you pull a video from anywhere, you can always trim it and make it your own. So if you don't want your class to watch the whole 30-minute video over matter, you can trim it so that it's 5 minutes and you can get the certain spot that you want them to watch. Or if you want them to watch the 30-minute video, you can keep it at 30 minutes. So when you hover over, actually, let me start by hovering over here. This little icon tells you how many questions the video has. So this is how many questions the kids would answer as they watch the video. This is to edit it. This is just to watch it if you want to preview it. And then this is to make a copy of it. So let's go ahead and click on, trying to think here. I think we want to click on copy. So now it's copied into my content. So I'm going to go back. And normally I would probably preview it before I copied it. But since time-wise, I don't want to waste your time, I'm just going to go ahead and click it into my content. So now I'm going to edit. And here is where the magic happens. So if I click on these little parts right here, I'm able to see the questions that there are. And it tells me which one's incorrect and which one's correct. This is a pre-made video that somebody had made. So I didn't create this question, but I am able to edit this question if I would like to. If I don't like the way it's worded, or if for some reason the question was wrong, I could edit it. What's great is that the students cannot go past this question until they have answered the question. So they can't like skip through the video and end it. They have to actually watch it, answer the question. They are able though to go back and rewatch the video if they don't know the answer to the question. I typically use this tool to create questions or just to have them watch an entire video. I don't typically use the voiceover, but this is if you wanted to add your voice to the video. So like they prompt you with like, how would you explain this concept in class? Or if you have some ELL students and you want to put this in a different language, that might be helpful. There's audio notes. It's kind of still the same thing. And then this is the quizzes. So even though there's these pre-made quizzes, if you would want to add a question here, you can add a question here. And so you could use a pre-made quiz and still add your own questions in there. You can also get rid of questions that you don't like as well. Let's talk about these questions. So there are 3 different question types. There's an open-ended question, there's like a multiple choice question, and then a comment where you can just put a comment in there. I know it's lower level, but I typically like to make my questions multiple choice. And here's what I found is that if they're not multiple choice, sometimes the students will put nonsense answers in the open-ended question just to get through the quiz. But with the multiple choice, they do have to listen, read the question, and if they don't know, instead of guessing, they go back and they try to find the answer. Now, I'm sure that this could be fixed with me just talking to them about how they need to take their time on an open-ended question, but as a starter of this app, I've just always used the multiple choice questions. So I'm going to delete this question because I don't want it. And then once I've made all my changes to my video, I'm going to click on Finish. Okay, now this is where I can assign it to my Google Classroom class. I can say they're going to start today at midnight. I don't know why they would do that, but I can change it and edit it what time I want them to start. And then I can add a due date when it's due by. I assign it to a certain class. And this is a really big thing. I want to prevent them from skipping. That prevents them from going on and skipping over questions. So I'll just do this. I'll go back and delete it. Another option if you don't use Google Classroom is you can share the link with them. So you want to make sure that you can copy this link here. This would be like something you could embed, so your code could be actually like in a website. But I usually stick to signing through Google Classroom. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Assign. And what's really cool is that as the students are taking this, I can see like live how they're doing on it. I can see what questions they are getting wrong, how many of them have gotten them wrong. And then something that's really also beautiful about making your whole quiz multiple choice is that it grades it for you as you go. So, I mean, that might be kind of another reason why I have them be multiple choice. So say that there's not a video created and you want to create your own. Totally fine. You go to YouTube and you can click on bones. We'll say this. But you'll notice it doesn't have any questions by it. Well, that's because I'm searching under the YouTube channel and not the edPuzzle channel. And so if I click on this, I'm gonna make a copy of it. I'm gonna go back to my content, and then I'm going to edit. And this is where I can crop it if it's too long. I can add questions by making sure I'm on the quizzes tab, and I tap questions and I can create my own questions. And then all I have to do is make sure that I click save if I want to save it for later, or click finish. And that helps me finish what I am doing. So edPuzzle is great. It's a really great tool to use. I like to use it, like I said, for formative assessments or to get the students engaged in what I'm doing and the concept that we're getting ready to learn about. If you have any questions about edPuzzle, something maybe that I didn't talk about, just go ahead and send me an email. My email is at the bottom of this page, and I'd be happy to answer them. I hope that edPuzzle works in your classroom. I think that it's a really great tool for learning.